Okay, hi everybody, I'm Zainab and I will be presenting on how did the world change with radios, television, cameras, and cell phones. Alright, so technology has completely changed the way we interact with each other. Radios, television, cameras, cell phones, and more have all allowed for greater interconnectedness between people all over the world, among other things. Without these advancements, the spread of knowledge would not be as prominent as it is today. We have access to a plethora of information right at our fingertips. So media is a term that refers to all print, digital, and electronic means of communication. So that could be cell phones, radios, the TV, even I already said radios, cameras even. But as you can see here in this picture where the news is on the cell phone and tablet and even newspaper, even though newspapers aren't as prominent as today or as popular, but they still exist. And then you have all these social media websites, Facebook, YouTube, Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, where you can gain information and all that fun stuff. So technology creates media today. It's impossible to discuss media and the ways that societies communicate without addressing the fast-moving pace of tech. Now you can share a picture or news about getting a new job, and literally anybody and everybody can see it. I went protesting a lot this year, and if it weren't for social media, I would have probably have not known where to go, and that there were even protests happening. So because of this evolution of technology and this massive organization through these media, like just seeing everything on TV and accessing it through my cell phone and just being able to have that, I wouldn't have been able to go to these protests, or I feel like it wouldn't have been on such a massive scale that we have seen in the news and on TV and just heard about. Where was I gonna go? And even with safety and how to keep safe during these protests, you could see how it reached on a global scale, because people from like Chile, when they were talking about their protests and how to keep safe and how to protect yourself from tear gas or rubber bullets and just all those things that the police would fire back at you. And it was just really fascinating to see how everyone over like the entire globe just came together for these Black Lives Matters protests. And I've never seen something as massive, because it reached a global prospect, because the entire world was outraged and protesting along with us, and it was all captured and shared through the media, cameras, cell phones, television, all of that. So again, with cell phones, if it weren't for cell phones, I feel like, or the new age of cell phones, we wouldn't have such a connection between everybody. As you can see in the picture, the evolution of the mobile phone, you have this clunky radio walkie-talkie type phone, and then it just gets like better over the years to where we have all these iPhones and Samsungs that are these smart devices where you could literally do everything and anything on them, where before cell phones we would just use them to call people and we would have like a limited number of minutes, where now you could literally talk to anybody anywhere for free even. And with cameras, more photos are being taken now than they have ever been, and pictures are clearer and better and being shared worldwide. You don't need some sort of special $500, $600 camera to take a photo. You could literally just use your phone and it's right there. Like as soon as you take a picture on your phone, it saves to your camera roll. It has the time that you took the picture, the place where you took the picture, and the date where you took the picture as well. And you could just easily share it with anybody and just post it anywhere, and millions of people have access to it. And even with like CCTV, security, I feel like has gotten a lot more prominent in the sense that we have such access to all of these videos and pictures where we could see things for as it is, that's happening all over the world. And if it wasn't for cameras and cell phones, really, we wouldn't have this idea or these images in our heads that where we can see what's happening in the world. And it, I would say, allows us to have a better understanding of things that's happening in the world because we're seeing it right then and there in the moment, you know, and we're seeing what the other people in those situations are seeing as well. And back to like with cameras and cell phones, we're able to do live streaming now. So right at the moment, like you don't even need to be like a television news station to do live news. You could whip out your phone, go live on Instagram or even Twitter or any social media app using your phone and your camera, and people are able to hop on and see what's happening. So with the television and radio, same thing. It's literally all the same thing. If it wasn't for this evolution in technology, we really wouldn't have this, I guess, social homogenization and understanding of everything. Even now with TV, news is everywhere. I don't know anybody that doesn't have a television. Even like back home in Bangladesh, where my mom's side of the family is from, everybody has a TV there, or everybody has access to television. Even with billboards, I guess you could say a billboard is somewhat considered a television because it's this huge thing, or where you see like in Times Square, like the news is playing. And then with radios, it doesn't, this evolution of radio where anybody has access to it yet again. We have radios in our cars where if we're driving somewhere to even run like a 5-minute errand, we can just turn on the news and hear what's happening in the world. Because of all of this and because of the evolution of technology, it completely changed the world and how we're able to access information and news. And if it wasn't for that, then including these things like television, radio, the cameras and whatnot, it's just really crazy seeing how all of this stuff has impacted the world and how we're, I guess, able to see what's going on and just become more aware and connected with people throughout the world. But yeah, so that is all. Thank you for listening. Hopefully I was able to touch on everything that I wanted to say. But yeah.